The Browns scored essentially on their first 6 possessions. They went field goal and then 5 straight touchdowns. Think about that. I don't care who the opposition is. Field goal, 5 straight touchdowns on their first 6 possessions. It was 15 months ago. Jim Nantz, Tony Romo, Tracy Wolfson, huge game. The Browns breakout year. They're in the house. They're taking on the Tennessee Titans. It was supposed to be the Browns coming out party. And then the Titans just slapped them up and down the field. 15 months later, revenge is the Browns, and as Mike said, they are 9-3. Fellas, what can you say about Kevin Stefanski? What more can you say about this guy?
Nothing, really. I mean, I guess this is a signature win that we all
we're waiting for, right?
We're kind of waiting for, so to speak. I actually picked Cleveland to win the division at the beginning of the year. They're not going to win the division, but they're certainly going to backdoor into a wild card playoff spot here. And when you look at them, it's just something that Kevin Stefanski came with a plan, and his plan was to duplicate some of the same things that he did in Minnesota with Kirk Cousins, and he's gotten Baker Mayfield to play within that system, and they're running the ball with Chubb. So it allows them in the passing game to run play-action passes and be able to push the ball down the field off the play-action pass. It allows the receivers to have double moves. Think about People Jones there. He ran a double move off a small boot. Touchdown. And so as you start to look at what they want to do, you start to say, okay, this team has a recipe to be able to be portable because they can run the ball. They're weatherproof because they're in Cleveland. So wherever they travel to, the weather will not be an issue. And if it is, they can handle it because they got 2 studs of a back. They got Chubb and they got Kareem Hunt, and they got a quarterback that is protecting the football now. So I think that this is a football team to watch out for.
You know, Kobe said it to Paul Gasol one time, you got to put your big boy pants on. And Cleveland put their big boy pants on yesterday. And it all started with Baker Mayfield. Now, we know Kevin Stefanski has done an incredible job with this team, changing the mantra of them, run first, pass second. But Baker Mayfield, 4 TDs in the first half. And I said this, previewing the game, the Titans have the 28th worst pass defense in the league.
Yeah.
And whoever gets ahead in this game, you know that the Titans offense isn't built just to come back because they're a run-first offense as well. I look, the ceiling that the Browns have is high. It's high. And I don't even feel like they came close to touching it yesterday. I feel like they're still on the verge. And I'll say this. I know Pittsburgh is undefeated. I think that Cleveland team can beat Pittsburgh. I'm not sure they can beat Kansas City Chiefs, but I think that Cleveland team we saw yesterday at Baker Mayfield plays at his potential. He played like the number 1 pick. I'm not saying he's consistently played in the number 1 pick. I'm not saying they're going to change up the offensive scheme of the team and the way they play. They still will be a run-first offense. But if he's able to give them breath, air, spirit like that, that's a team with a high ceiling that can go far.
Well, they took care of the quiz, right? The quiz they took care of that yesterday with Tennessee. Monday night against the Baltimore Ravens becomes the test because Baltimore Ravens have their number. Regardless to what the Ravens looked like the last couple times we saw them playing against a division opponent and you beat them up second week of the season and you beat them up in the past, that's the test. The test now is Baltimore. You passed the quiz. Now the test is Baltimore because the rest of the country is the entire country is going to be watching on a Monday night.
Derrick Henry, 15 carries, only 60 yards, right? He fumbled the ball for the first time in a year. They put a lot of pressure on Ryan Tannehill. Getting Myles Garrett back, I think, helps their defense out tremendously in this team. And the run game is the run game. You know what pieces they have between Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. Baker Mayfield just plays at a different level. It seems – I know we got into this argument about are they better with OBJ. I do think that Baker Mayfield is better with OBJ for now because I think less has become more for him. I don't think he's tried to squeeze the ball to OBJ so much. He's letting the game breathe. Now, eventually, if he gets OBJ back in time, I still think you'll talk about a different Baker Mayfield. But I think Baker Mayfield is trending in the right direction. And I like hearing him talk with confidence. I want to see a guy like Baker Mayfield win. It's easy when you're the first pick in the draft and you're not living up to expectations and everybody wants to take their shots at you. He seemed like he believed in himself yesterday, and that's who that team can be. You saw who they could be, which is scary.
It's a different expectation, though, when you're the number 1 overall pick. It's just and people put their expectations on you, Zubin, of what they want you to be and not what you should be. And I think the one thing that's great about what Kevin Stefanski has come into Cleveland to do is change things around to get Baker Mayfield to play what he needs him to be and not what others think he should be, which is 5 receivers out, 4 receivers out, throwing the ball all over the lot, out of the shotgun every single time. That's not the system that they want to run. And then when you look at it on the defensive side of the ball, what they do offensively helps their defense. It really does. It allows those guys to play us at a certain tempo and at a certain level. Now, I'm not so quick to say that they could beat Pittsburgh and they're going to take on Kansas City. I'm not bullish on that because I'm a one-game-at-a-time type person. And when OBJ was in the lineup, you could tell that they was starting to kind of get an understanding of what they wanted to do on offense. Now, all of a sudden, he's been missing for several weeks. The offense is clicking. But I wouldn't dare say that the Cleveland Browns is better off without a dominant player on their team. It just doesn't make any sense.
One final reminder, Stefanski actually was a finalist for the job that Freddie Kitchens got. So initially the Browns got it wrong, and then they finally righted their wrong, and they got the right guy.
How you go hire Freddie Kitchens over Kevin Stefanski? Freddie Kitchens never called a play a day in his life.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.